he will have one of these swords. Expert, and this is Key Sanity. Here we go! Let's play Link to the Past Randomizer Expert Mode.
Bottle first thing in Link's house.
That's going to help with Kakariko Village.
Absolutely, the sick kid. Now this is standard, so we're not going to see deviation up for a little while yet. They do have to go and save the princess from that evil knight with that flail.
You make it sound like we are going to have a lot of fun coming up in the next 6 minutes. So for those of you who missed Game 1, what a fun race it was going to be. Futon and Willard J. Bradley did a fantastic job doing the call for that match. And it turned out to be quite the phenomenal match. And Buane ended up heading kind of Dark Magician route to the point that it could have been very interesting at the end. Quake is the medallion we find inside the chest. And now let's head on out to the castle.
Yeah, Willard and Futon really liked the fact that Elm did rush past the Tempered and Butter Swords that were in King's Tomb and Graveyard Ledge on his way to Bonkross to find the bow for his Go Mode item. That was a really intense match, and I'm hoping we get the same level of intensity again. These are both really great runners, and I don't think we're going to have much of a problem with that.
As we accept the comments from chat, since we've got a few more minutes to talk about this, yes, Master Sword is going to be the max level we are going to see. 2 bottles! Hey, you get yourself a free heart if you...
Yeah, the red potion is not going to be as helpful as you think it's going to be if you're not used to Expert.
Maybe you can use it for bottle glitch, but there's one thing. I don't know if you mentioned it just a few moments ago. There's one exception to the 1 heart that the bottle gets you. Spike Cave.
I did not mention that. No, the only Spike Cave thing I mentioned was that Verna would likely protect you from the spikes, if I'm remembering the settings correctly.
Yep, it is a case where, hey, we got a small key to this dungeon. Well, you're going to need to have that small key to get out of this dungeon anyway. So, one of the biggest points here is the fact that you do get a full heart refill, no matter how many hearts you have. But that only works inside Spike Cave. It's because they want to make sure that Spike Cave is in logic if you have certain things.
Elminster decided to use the pot on the Flail Knight as opposed to just the sword.
Yeah, get him down with 4 hearts, get him down to 4 hits needed, and we get ourselves a blue rupee out of the chest, and now we go with Zelda. One other thing to know is that the drop rates for enemies in this mode, they're decreased to 25% chance that they're going to drop the next item in their drop packs, which makes the bomb possession portion of this escape procedure even harder.
Right, because you have to find them. The odds of you finding them on an enemy here is significantly decreased. You'll likely have to go to Kakariko, purchase some bombs, and then come back to double dip this to get those 3 chests at the back of the escape with all those rats.
And you'll likely see them wait until they get the glove in order to do so.
You're going to have to, unless they decide to run back through, which I've never seen anyone do before.
It depends if they get the lamp.
That's correct. Now, since even though they don't have the lamp during the sequence, they will have the light triangle to get through this area. I blame Zelda.
Yeah, you have to in order to get through this. Otherwise, well, this would not be a fun mode for beginners to play. As we end up seeing Buane have the brief lead heading into the sewers portion of this at 4 minutes and 19 seconds. Elminster 4 seconds behind that. Neither runner has a bomb at this point.
Buane deciding to kill some of those rats and finding an 8-bomb drop.
Ooh, the ropes providing kind. Elminster, if he gets the same luck, could get it, but he does not. And there's a key. We get a small key to Skull Woods. What a great place to find a key.
And to answer a question that is in chat, yes, the E up there does stand for expert mode. And Buane is Darker Link because that is the sprite he has chosen for this match.
And if I'm not mistaken, Elminster's going with the what is it, the Minish Cap version of Link?
That is the CDI Link.
Oh, okay,
Link
that
from the
would
games
work.
that we do not discuss.
Except for here, we get a key to Dark Palace. We get ourselves a piece of heart. Remember, most of the heart containers they find in this mode are by way of the pieces of heart. Elminster's going to have to leave this stuff behind. All he's missing at this point is a key, a small key to the Palace of Darkness. The rupee's also something he may want to find for later, but he's going to have to come back here later. Buane getting that 8 drop off the rope. A very kind rope at that point. And not... Remember, this is Key Sanity, so that map that they found, it wasn't guaranteed to be the map to the castle. It turns out to be a map, but to the Dark Palace.
Now, they will not be able to do a world map check to see what crystals or pendants are where until they have the maps for those specific dungeons, so it does make finding those maps not important, but helpful. And the same is true for the compasses, only that will show them how many items are left within that dungeon. Though at this level, I think they may already know.
Yeah, come on, game, show us an Aghanim seed at this point. Hey, so it looks like Elminster getting some rupees. He does need them for Kakariko Village, so this is a nice find for him. Get a big key at the mushroom spot, and it turns out to be the big key to Turtle Rock, which is a nice find, unless Turtle Rock turns out to be a pendant. Is this an Aga required seed? Oh, it's a map. No.
It's not necessarily an Aga required seed. We still might need Aga for our Dark World access.
Well, you are right, but they're not going to kill Aga for that map. They'll find more useless burritos out there in the world of Hyrule that won't require a 4-minute cutscene in Blue Ball.
Elminster's picking up his Turtle Rock Big Key as Buane enters Kakariko Village.
Yeah, so Buane's going to give us the first look at Blind's hut at this point, get us the 5 items that are inside.
Those bombs he found are going to be proving to be a huge advantage this early in the game.
Unless there's a bomb pack inside one of these chests, and there very well could be. But halfway there, nope, not yet. Ooh,
Small keys
there's
to
a small key to desert.
And its tower.
Yeah, the Ganon's tower not quite as huge. But getting just a single. Yeah, just a single. That's not going to help Elminster. So Elminster's going to have to leave this behind. Oh, he's going to spend the bomb. He's going to spend the rupees and buy some bombs now. He'll route it in a particular way at this point. So he'll start with the tavern. He'll get the sick kid, and then he'll buy some bombs if he doesn't get anything from these 2 stops. And there's the big key. The big key to the Tower of Hera.
Buane finding the small key to the Dark Palace in the well. That's the keys.
That's the second one he has found so far, and 300 rupees from the sick kid, the rich sick kid.
The Ice Palace map, small key to Thieves Town, and the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, that Thieves Town key could be nice, but more importantly is the Moon Pearl, which we will definitely need as we move along through the sea. Let's go ahead and spend 100 rupees for the cane of Samaria.
And now for a little domestic terrorism in the chicken hut.
And a high five while we're at it for 5 rupees. Woohoo! High five. And there's the cane of Samaria pickup for Elminster, which is, getting the cane is still nice because it still does provide an auxiliary weapon in addition to the sword that they have.
You can pick that up and throw the block around. It does deal fighter sword damage, as do the fireballs that it will shoot out.
All right, Elminster's done with the well at this point. Gonna make his way over to the Blind's hut, while Buane is done with the village portion of Kakariko. Now gonna check out the library. Are the boots going to be required, Scandal?
I think they will, but not here.
No!
Obviously, that was only a big 20. However, I think there will be something on the torch in Desert Palace.
I like the way you think. So let's check out the race game. The race game has the flute.
Always good to find the flute in Kakariko because you're already so close to activate that thing.
And that's something you definitely want to have to grab. So now, unfortunately for Elminster, this means that he's going to be doing a lot more of walking because of the way that he had to route things due to the lack of bombs coming into this village. Oh no, he's going to save and quit. He'll come back later at this point, but let's hope he gets that flute soon because that's going to cut down on travel time.
Looks like he's going straight to South Shore and then probably to Mini Moldorm Cave.
He is. He's not going to go back to Kakariko Village until he has a reason to do so. That flute does not open up a lot right now, but if we find the hook shot or the combination of the mirror and the hammer, then that could be a big deal.
Elminster finding a small key to Turtle Rock as Buane sets the goose loose.
Yeah, so he goes ahead and activates the weather vane. Will end up now being able to flute his way right straight to the swamp, which is, again, is the reason why Elminster would be really nice if he can get that flute as soon as he possibly can. Drains the swamp, finds the shovel. Ooh, well, that can get him back to Kakariko Village a little faster than we would originally anticipate. So that may be actually a good find for Elminster.
Yeah, getting him back to Kakariko as soon as possible for that flute is going to help him infinitely. And we have 5 items in Mini Moldorm Cave. So we'll get to see what we have in here. Hopefully something helpful.
Alright, 5 items inside of here. Are they going to be good? Let's find out. Start with the man. He's got the compass to Thieves Town. Yahoo. We've got the map to Skull Woods. Yahoo. We got the one lone heart container we're going to see all seed long. 300 rupees, and that's the only shield we're going to see this entire seed as well, right?
That is correct. There are other shields in the pool. However, once you max out on the shields you can have, it will return to rupees. How many, I'm not entirely certain.
I believe they turn to 20s. And nice Quake strats here for Buane. He's going to make his life a little easier, because you don't want to get hit by these things. Getting hit by these things too many times will signal a return back to the start. So, just a reminder, this is expert mode, so the maximum of heart containers we are going to see will be 9. And oh, that's not a place where you want to get hit, but he is going to get inside of the Ice Rod Cave. What do we have in here, Scandor?
I'm sorry?
What are we going to have in here?
I don't know. It looks like rupees.
20 delicious rupees at this point. Elminster is not done just yet. I have a feeling we could be setting ourselves up for some fake flippers, especially since we found the Moon Pearl and we have 655 rupees to our name.
Going up and setting up a water walk through the Waterfall of Wishing, and then, yep, here we go. There's the fake flipper clip. And then checking Zora, we'll get to see what he's got. Looks like he's going north to the Hobo first.
Yep. He's going to go ahead and take the Hobo and then work his way southward. Now, Buane, because he has the flute, this is where he's going to cut some time. Because now, if he chooses to do so, he can flute right straight to 8 and do the fake flippers. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Will he head straight to Zora, or will he go to the Hobo as well? So, Scandor, what do we have for the Hobo?
Rupees.
Yay.
Just a bloopy. Well, he is homeless, so probably doesn't have a lot of money. And we have the Lagmarang, the bad boomerang on the Lake Hylia Island.
What makes that the bad boomerang?
The sparkle animation on it causes a bit of lag, and speedrunners really don't like that. It slows down their run, it slows down the game.
I just don't like it because it goes way too far.
When I was running the vanilla game when I was young, I loved the fact that it went far. Nowadays, nah, give me the blue. I'll take the boomerang any day.
It's like the magic boomerang in Zelda 1. It goes all the long distance there. It's harder to control. You have to sit there and wait for a longer time for it to return. We get to go ahead and see what these items are in the waterfall. We got ourselves a piece of heart and the bow!
Now, Elminster here going in and then back out allows him to set up the water walking glitch, and he can go straight on in to Zora here and make quicker time since the shallow water does slow down his movements. And just a map on ledge, so he's not going to get that.
Absolutely no reason to go ahead and pick that up. So that means that the ability to defeat Palace of Darkness as well as Eastern Palace are going to be locked up behind the bow or behind the flippers in the logic here. As Elminster's about to spend 500 rupees, what kind of scam are we running today, Zora? Oh, that's quite the scam right there, silver arrows.
And Buane did find out that the free bottle fill from the ferry at the waterfall is a red potion.
Another heart. So Elminster at this point has got the bow and silver arrows, which, if you remember in game number 1, it took him quite some time to get to said bow. Here he has it in 16 minutes.
However, the silvers are not going to be proving useful to him up until the Ganon fight, because the silvers are only usable in Ganon's room in the pyramid.
That's correct. So what that means is that if he tries to fire an arrow right now, Green Pendant's Desert, by the way, if he tries to fire an arrow right now, it's going to be wood arrows, no matter if he had silver selected or not. It doesn't matter. We get ourselves 20 rupees, 50 rupees, and the mirror. Now things are getting a little more interesting for the man who does not have the flute for logical access to Death Mountain.
Now that mirror will give you access to the Tower of Hera. However, we are still looking for the gloves and the hammer, or the gloves and the mitts to get our Dark World access without having to fight Ganon.
However, Buane is going to go ahead, see that it's just a 20 rupee up on the ledge, and Elminster's heading to Eastern, which we don't know if this is a crystal or a pendant. Can't trust that music in Key Sanity. That music is going to play that music, or the Dark World dungeon music, regardless of whether or not it's a crystal or a pendant.
When the keys get randomized, so does the music in your dungeon. It's just a big 20 in the first chest of Eastern.
And a good point by chat, Hera is a beatable dungeon. Remember, we've already seen the big key to Hera.
That's true, but it is not full clearable. Oh, no, wait, it is not full clearable because we do not have a fire source yet to get that last item in the locked basement. We do have the small key for that. And Elminster finds the big key to the Dark Palace in... I believe the compass is normally found in that room.
Yeah, that's right. It's not necessarily what I'd want to find at this point. I'd like to find more progressive items than big keys at this point, but still not a bad find overall. You're gonna need it under both circumstances.
Buane adventuring in the dark, saving the old man, opening up that spawn point at the mountain cave.
Hey, there's our glove. Now, Mister's found the glove in the map chest of the Eastern Palace. I read the hint so fast I didn't even get to see what it said.
A shield is found in Ganon's tower. However, since both of our runners have the fighter shield already, that will be reduced to a 20 rupee fund.
Wayne's going to have to be careful down to a heart at this point. Wants to get inside of Spectacle Rock at least, so he can get the hint as well as the item inside, finds that it is a compass up on Spectacle Rock, so not much there, but what's inside this rock itself?
I'm thinking
That's
a
fine.
choke hit and some rupees. Oh, I'm half right already.
You have a good chance of being right. Some cash does require the hammer, which Buane doesn't have that hammer at this point, so he can't get that cash. But we'll find out eventually, as Elminster's going to try. Well, he tried to get himself set up for the skip, and, well, he finally got it. And found 20 rupees, and Buane, he's heading in that direction right now, so he will have that mirror soon enough. At this point, I'm thinking that the next logical step for these runners has to be the Tower of Hera.
Elminster going back to get that piece of heart and those rupees down in the back of Escape now that he has some bombs, where Buane will not have to do that since he did pick up that 8 drop.
When getting that information about Desert Palace as well, and there is the small key to Dark Palace, there is the piece of heart, there's the 300 rupees for Elminster. So he next will be heading, I think at this point you have to, he may be trying to do the walk up the mountain without the flu, which isn't that bad at this point. But Buane now, with the mirror in hand, he's heading up to the Tower of Hera as well. We know, based on process of elimination, because everything else has been checked, something has to be here.
We're going to find out exactly what here in a brief moment as Elminster makes his way in the dark through to get the old man. Now,
Either way,
you can do the sword thing here and not have a problem making these 2 rooms.
Well, yeah, definitely. The sword is going to help him out get through these rooms. With the talent that we have here between Elminster and Buane, they know how to navigate their dark rooms. It's going to be absolutely no trouble to them whatsoever. Now, the good thing about going to the Tower of Hera is the fact that you have access to 2 potential hints on the telepathic tiles. Oh, there's the other glove. So that means we're going to get the Titan's Myth for Elminster. That's your Dark World access right there, my friend.
And there's our first joke hint. And a small key to Swamp Palace.
Ooh, that's a nice find right there, because you never know where the Swamp Key is going to be, and that gets you inside the entire dungeon. So it could be anywhere, and if it turns out to be a pendant, it could be one of those things that go all the way up to Ganon's tower. That was one of the things I was saying in the pre-race talk with Scantor here, was it could possibly be a Ganon's tower Swamp small key, go all the way back down to get the Ganon's tower big key.
And it is still distinctly plausible that we do have a double-dip Ganon's tower scene here. However, we do know now that Aghanim will not be required.
Well, at this point, we don't know where that hammer is yet.
That's a good point. I did forget that those 2 chests up in the castle tower are completely randomized. However, you do need both the castle tower small keys to get to those chests. And another choke hint in the Tower of Hera. The tower's laughing at us.
It gave us our Dark World access, so that's all it wants to do at this point as we get ready to face off against the Moldorm fight. Let's do.
Now you'll likely see Buane hold out his sword here, which will allow him to make sure he doesn't get knocked off by this evil, evil worm. And, yep, there we go.
Just to correct something that was being said in chat, somebody was making the comment about lamp or bow blocking one of the gloves. That's not the case, because the bow, it turned out to be, or the glove turned out to be an Eastern. It's before the lamp, it's before the bow block, so neither of those was required to get that one. But Buane getting the first crystal of the game, so Hera was indeed a crystal. So
no progression here, but we did get our first crystal. But we don't know if it's a red or a blue until Buane checks his positive. It was
It's
a blue crystal.
And you mentioned the no progression. We got the Titans-Smith.
Oh, we did get the Titans-Smith. I do apologize for that.
Whoa! Nice knockback. Oh!
Knocked down. That's
Bold
not gonna
Arm
save us
won.
anytime.
Elminster, nothing.
Sounds like Buane's making the Eastern Palace play. He probably will not have any trouble in that dark room. But he does not have the big key to access it. So.
He won't, but the... Ooh! 2-0, Moldorm.
Right on top of the beetle, too.
My next question here is for Buane here, as we do see Elminster using the bottle to get 1 heart. As remember, this is expert mode. You only get 1 heart fill up from the bottle use. Now, Buane, will he finish this dungeon? Or will he get the Titan's Mitt and say goodbye? As Elminster takes the hit. Now it's going to have to be careful, and it takes 6 hits to knock off this Moldorm.
Buane will not be able to finish this dungeon since he doesn't have the big key.
Right, that's my question. Does he proceed further into this dungeon? Does he go to the dark room? Does he go to the big key location, the big key, vanilla big key location? Once he gets past the Titan's Mitt, or does he get the Titan's Mitt and get out of here?
Ah, yes. Well, okay.
Nice finish for Elminster.
Get the mitts and bounce. And Elminster picking up his crystal from Bold.
Yeah, nice patience for him on that second fight. Was able to get through it, and therefore does not have to come back up here later. But
unless something in the basement.
Oh god, yeah, you're right. But Buane is going to continue on. He is going to head to the dark room, or at least he's going to get this hint. No, he's going to go through the dark room. So Buane will make his way and get the rupees out of here. Elminster's bouncing. It's time for him to head to the dark world via the portal near the village of outcasts.
He does have the rupees for the chess game with extreme ease here. So we'll get to see all 3 items in the Village of Outcasts, and then he'll probably dip into Thieves Town to get at least those first 4 items.
Do we have the big key yet for Thieves Town? No, we don't. So he may go in for the first 4. He may go in for the first 4. I wouldn't be surprised if when Elminster heads to the digging game, that's when he checks to see what's going on with the race game to see that the flute's there.
Looks like he decided to head north into Skull Woods instead of going south to the Village of Outcasts.
Ooh, Buane barely getting through, but he does survive. 20 rupees for him. He will grab a couple of hearts and mirror on out of here.
Elminster trying to avoid that fire snake.
That's a tough fall to take right there. Avoids the fire snake down to 1 heart. And, full beeping strats. Oh, Buane is checking. Oh, this is interesting. We're going to check the Mire Shed area. We're going to find out what we need to get into Mystery Mire. And it turns out to be, that's the Quake Medallion, which we already have. We don't have access to Mire, the inside of Mire at this point, because we still need to have either the boots or the hook shot to get inside.
Buane using the minor glitch of the mirror to get those blocks out of the way, and I didn't catch which map that was.
That was Swamp.
Swamp map, there we go. He's going to head up into the east here to check Checkerboard Cave. And Elminster taking a death in Skull Woods.
This was a planned death at this point. He was down to 1 heart. This puts him right back to the start with 3 hearts. So this was a planned death.
Only 100 rupees in Checkerboard Cave. We will not be seeing them pick that up.
And with the Cane of Samaria, this is going to make this room a lot easier here for Elminster. Oh, wait, yep, that's right, Elminster, you do have the Cane of Samaria. Thank you for remembering. Buane is going to head over towards the desert area. And Buane finds out that that's 20 rupees there, 20 rupees inside the chest for Elminster. So, one of these two, I have a feeling one of these two is going to get lucky at some point. But we are going to find out if the boots are required. Because remember, as you mentioned before, Scantor, there could be something on this torch.
I think there will be, and we have the hook shot.
Ooh, that's definitely required, and some cash are above the post, and we know we're not going to be checking Graveyard Ledge. Well, Elminster might, but Buane definitely is.
Elminster will make his way into Desert soon. He'll know not to check that. And only a 5 rupee on the bumper ledge, so we won't have to worry about finding the cape for that. It looks like he is going to make his way towards the graveyard, so he just might check that graveyard ledge.
Yeah, he is going to. Yep, that's exactly where he's heading to, so he's about to get some cash here. As Buane ended up getting some bombs, gets the small key to the Dark Palace, another of the small keys, and will continue his way through here. Cannot finish this dungeon, does not have a fire source. There's a big key to Eastern Palace!
Think you'll go right back first thing?
Nope. It would be a tough decision to make, but these runners are a lot better than I am in regards to how much they can take, and I know they can handle the dark rooms of Eastern like a pro. I would not with the hearts that these runners have and the equipment that they have, but that's why they're here and I'm not.
I'm in the same boat, and Buane making his play on the Skull Woods.
All right, so Elminster's going to be heading over towards the Sea House, find out what is inside of here. As Buane is cleaning up Skull Woods, we know there was nothing good in Skull Woods, but Buane got some powerful knowledge by way of seeing that hook shot where he did. He now knows that the boots are required in this seed.
And Buane did pick up his 4th heart piece, giving him the 5 hearts now. So he does have a little bit of a health lead.
Yeah, there's a small key inside of the bombable. That is for another Skullwoods key, which, yay, we didn't really need to see that at this point. Elminster's going to be heading over to the chest game, where after that, I believe we're going to be checking the first 4 of Thieves Town.
Buane finding the book.
That will also get him over to the desert area, and once again, it's more of the knowledge factor at this point than anything else, as Elminster does pop inside. Quick 4 item check here. We do not have the big key just yet, so we cannot finish this dungeon.
And I did misspeak. That was Elminster who found the book, not Buane. Finding the boomerang.
Right. There's the better boomerang, as you call it. And you're going to have absolutely no argument from me about that.
The best lag is no lag. Finding a key, the small key to the Dark Palace, that is his 3rd.
And we know where there's one more, that it would be inside of Desert. And Buane is going to go ahead and mirror his way. Now he's going to go ahead and check the lumberjack tree. So he'll find that it's just a burrito there. There's another key, another Dark Palace key. That's now 4 for Elminster. So for the final item. Hey, the Master Sword! Nice find! Elminster now is topped out offensively. He cannot get a better sword. The 2 remaining swords that are in the pool become rupees. He's got the silver arrows, although they're not going to be useful until we get to Ganon. But hey, we've got ourselves the 2 swords we're going to get. We got the silver arrows for the bow, and there we go.
Elminster going for the digging game here.
And he's got the mirror out, so he's got the mirror out, so he's checking the race game too. This is good routing here from Elminster to make up for what happened to him earlier, and he'll be pleasantly surprised to find that that's the flute.
Now, if you do mirror out over here next to this guy, he will admonish you for cheating and tell you to go back and run through it again. So if you're wondering why he did that, that's why.
Yeah, 'cause you have to do the race game in order to get the prize. It would be so nice if you could cheese it, but this game, they made sure that loophole was closed. All right, digging game. Anywhere between 1 and 30 comes up with the item inside. It could be something nice. It could be something that is completely useless. What do you think it's going to be?
I think we're going to come up with rupees.
We've already come up with enough rupees, haven't you seen? Oh,
We
the
have a
lamp! And guess what? That now makes, based on what we have seen, all of Eastern is now beatable. By logic, that is.
Until we find that big key, we can't get to that back room yet.
Yep, but Buane knows where that big key is. We are in, for ourselves, based on everything we've seen, beatable Eastern Palace.
Elminster decided to save Jeremiah the bullfrog and go in and see what's it with the blacksmiths.
I like this routing by Elminster. I do. Yeah, it was unfortunate that he didn't have any bombs for Kakariko Village, so he had to do this a different way, but he's making up for it with some smart routing at this point. There's the Master Sword for Buane, and now Elminster's going to go ahead and save the Breadsmith. Let's find out what he has in store.
And we are still entirely out of logic here because we did need the flippers to get the bow.
Yeah,
But
I just...
that's a big flipper.
Yeah, I just saw that. People are right. That is right. We fake flippered our way to getting the bow out of the waterfall. So until we get the flippers, it is not completely in logic, but maybe we'll find flippers real soon. Buane is about to go dig up the lamp real soon, and Elminster's going to go and activate the flute.
And the blacksmiths were actually cartographers, giving Elminster the map to Turtle Rock.
Well, that may not be a bad thing, because if Elminster wants to check the map, he can see whether or not Turtle Rock needs to be complete.
If it doesn't, if it is a pendant, and there's nothing on the pedestal, that means we do not have to go and play everyone's favorite Go Mode game, Where is the Ice Rock?
I don't like that game.
Me either.
It is a depressing, disgusting game. It's filled with misery.
I mean, it's fun to watch, but it's not fun to play.
You're right there. It's fun for us as observers.
Elminster taking Gary's lunchbox down to the thief that is outside the desert. With the book, he'll also, and the mirror, he'll also be able to check the Bombos Tower.
Oh, good point. Yeah, he's got that. And also don't forget that the Ether Tablet is open as well. There's the big key to Thieves' Town!
Stumpy.
Now we can go in and beat that dungeon.
Yep, Stumpy coming through in a pinch. And only a 5 rupee buried beneath the shovel. Elminster probably going to go down here and check Cave 45.
Yeah, he's going to check this, then he's going to head on over to the Hype Cave, get those 5 items, then make his way over and turn in the lunchbox.
And Buane right behind him, only finding 10 arrows inside Cave 45.
Right now, Elminster has a lead based on the current checks, but don't forget, Buane has the lead by way of, number 1, the Eastern Big Key, but also the knowledge that the hookshot is on the Desert Torch. So we really can't point out who's in the lead at 39 minutes in on an expert Key Sanity seed. We just know that we are going to be in this for the long haul.
That is one of the things that makes Key Sanity so interesting, is that you're never really sure who's in the lead. And Bombos being found inside Gary's lunchbox.
That's actually a very nice find. I'm surprised Elminster did not check the hype cave, but maybe because he's trying to make sense of some routing. It looks like Buane's doing the same exact routing, so my routing is not what the same they're doing, but as I mentioned before, they're the ones playing this in the brackets, and I'm here commentating.
Only 5 rupees on the Bombos tablet, which has been a trend this tournament, as only finding rupees on the Bombos tablet. I have yet to see anything other than rupees drop from that thing.
Yeah, but you know how the thing goes. The minute you skip over it is the minute that you find something nice, and you're going to find it an hour after everyone else does.
Absolutely. The one time you make that skip is the one time you need something off of that item, which Buane sadly encountered skipping over Spiral Cave, and that's where the flippers were in the last match.
So a unique item requires the hammer. We don't know what that unique item is. We do know that we have yet to see the hammer, so it's unknown what we're going to find at this point.
Something about the hints is that the routing requirement, such as it's behind the hammer, is true in every single mode in the randomizer, including inverted. So if something is locked behind the hammer, it is always locked behind the hammer, such as the Thieves' Town Big Chest, and Elminster finding the cape in Hype Cave.
But that's it.
Now, the cape, while useful, is going to cost him 3 times the amount of magic it normally would if he decides to use it. So it will be a serious drain on his magic reserve.
Elminster's going to go visit here at the bomb shop, and we're going to find out what 5 and 6 are. Swamp and Thieves' Town are your 5 and 6 crystals.
And without the maps for all the dungeons, the only way to discover what items are where in terms of crystals and pendants is Sasralara, who will tell you where the green pendant is, and the bomb palace and the bomb shop vendor, who will tell you where the 2 red crystals are. Elminster making his play on the Meyer ship.
Yeah, he's going to go into desert after this, so he will get the information. There's our map check, by the way, and it is a pendant for Turtle Rock as well as for Ice Palace.
Pendant of Wisdom in the Turtle Rock, and the Pendant of Power in Ice Palace. And chat pointing out that the cape is at its normal magic consumption rate within Spike Cave.
Yeah, so if they wanted to buy like a blue potion at that point and they wanted to use it inside of Spike, then the game allows you to be able to do it and not have it harm you. And that's a good thing, because you got to remember that you need to have things be certain things be within logic. Buane juking out. The duck does not want to go flying. Well, now he wants to go flying. Interesting.
He was having some trouble deciding where he wanted to go there for a moment. He jumped in and out of the dark world, did a couple of circles before calling the duck first.
I do want to point out one other thing here, and that is the hint system. There's always one guarantee with the hint system. You're always going to get a hint in regards to the boots. It may not be specifically about the boots or directly about the boots, but it could be something like a unique item in regards to the boots.
And with Vinkey's Sanity, there is also a guaranteed hint for the Key of Evil's Bane, which is the Ganon Tower big key.
Good
so
point,
that is one of the reasons they're checking every single one of its hint tiles. And Elminster did find out where that hookshot is, so now he also is aware that the boots are required.
Yep, and there's the big key for Eastern Palace. So I have a feeling at this point we're going to see Elminster trailing Buane. But he's got to check Hookshot Cave first. And once again, until we get the boots, we cannot go into Misery Mire.
Absolutely. Buane going to check the big chest here in Eastern Palace, finding 300 rupees. Buane's got more than enough money to make it through the rest of this game very comfortably.
The only expenditure that's coming up now is, or necessity expenditure, would be for Kiki.
110 rupees to get access to Dark Palace. Unless, one of those bouncing flower things hits him, and then it's, another 10.
And then it's another 10. And then it's another 10. And then you break your controller in two. Then it's another $20 to replace your controller at GameStop.
Unless you have one of those fancy controllers.
$50.
There you go. Though I think after you get one hit off that, you just go and kill the 2 shotguns. Call it.
Yep. By the way, the stream is not endorsed by GameStop, unfortunately. Elminster juking out the duck as well.
Buane making quick work of the Armos Knights and getting 5 rupees for his trouble.
Yeah, unfortunate.
But he did get a blue crystal.
Wonder where Elminster is going.
Is he going for Aga?
He can't. We don't have any castle tower keys.
I think he may have forgotten that.
Ooh, well, he's gonna have a nice, harsh reality about that coming up. Oh, he can get to this one chest here.
The first chest is accessible
Yeah.
without any small keys, you're right. Careful, Elm, those guys can hurt.
Oh yeah, they definitely can.
And there's the 8 palm drop.
20 rupees. Nope. Not there. Where are we to go? I have an idea. Buane is going to go into Thieves Town, which is a possibility. I'm thinking the Ether tablet at this point.
That would be within logic. Perfectly sensible, but that is only one item.
Yeah, it may be only one item, but that's where I think progression might be.
Fair point. And it looks like Elminster might also be making his way towards Thieves Town. Oh, nope. Looks like he's going back into the light world.
Elminster thinking. Well, he took a look at his crystal, or he took a look at his pendants. He now knows the complete layout of this game. So I think what he wanted to do here was to take a look at the map, get to the Dark World, take a look at that map, and now he knows where the 3 pendants are. Desert, Ice, and Turtle Rock. So now he's going to go to Eastern and finish this off, because there's 2 items in here for him. Finish this off. We know those 2 items are not significant. We don't have a real big need for 305 rupees at this point, but Elminster doesn't know that at this point.
Buane getting a journal entry from the Kisi here.
In the Sage's closet. Hey, look, we've already have checked that. "48 minutes in, we are still a long ways away from go mode."
And Buane finding the hammer.
You know what that opens up?
That opens up. Well, he's
It
got bombos,
opens
so
up
that
a
does
whole-
open up the rest of Ice Palace, which we hopefully won't have to go into. It opens up
It
Dark
opens up-
Palace.
It opens up a whole lot of Dark or Death Mountain as well.
It also opens up the big chest down here in the basement of Thieves Town, so he would not have to come back here because he had to skip over an item. Elminster making his way towards the Armos Knights, which I'm sure he will make very fast work of as well, to claim his 5 rupee prize.
5 keys in the big key. Palace of Darkness is in full abilities here as well. As we get ourselves a piece of heart for Buane. He could use a little bit of life at it.
If he's careful, some of the skulls here in the prison do have some hearts on them.
Yeah, he's just gonna make sure that he doesn't get hit by certain things before he gets to them. And this
You gotta watch that slime and those bronies. Those are nasty.
Oh god, yeah. Those things are annoying.
Elminster claiming his crystal from the Armos Knights as Buane makes his way into blind. Now, the blind fight is special in that it is a scripted fight. It does take 9 hits with no matter what weapon you have, in terms of sword, hammer, or either cane, to kill blind.
Oh boy, Elminster is going to go ahead and check the ether tablet at this point. Wow. Nice fight there by Buane. 20 rupees, but more importantly, he's got the crystal.
That's his third.
That is his third, yeah.
Question is, where is he going to go next? And what is on that ether tablet?
Well, at this point, Elminster could really use it being something like the boots.
Buane making his way, looks like he's going towards the hammer pegs.
Yeah.
What's behind there?
This is a loose square, so this totally makes sense. Otherwise, you're not going to come back here for a while. 20 rupees. Not a good find there for Elminster. And Elminster, where are you going to next at this point? Ooh, are we? No, we're not. I was thinking, are we checking Spike Cave? But we're not going to do that. We get a key inside the hammer pegs. This key turns out to be another small key to Turtle Rock, Pendant Turtle Rock, at that.
And the hammer pegs is one of those locations that is always locked behind the hammer. So it is in the logic for the hint system to tell you what is in that cave, and it will state it is behind it. Looks like Buane's going to make his way into the Dark Palace.
Yeah, this makes sense. Like I said, you've got the 5 keys, you've got the big key, you've got everything you need to do in order to get through this and collect all the chests inside, as Elminster will likely be heading back over to Thieves Town, but all the extra searching that he has just done is giving Buane a nice healthy lead.
Very true, and with Key Sanity and this being expert mode, those leads can change up so fast. One lucky find, and that's the nature of Rando as well.
Well, definitely is the nature of Rando. It's definitely the nature of Key Sanity here. Just at this point, Elminster does have a race to give, but given the way that the brackets work out and how Game 3s work out, these two runners do not want to have to subject themselves to the bot hell that is a Game 3.
Absolutely not, because you get your choice on Game 1 and Game 2, and then it's at the mercy of the random number generator.
Yep, you
don't want to have something like an inverted all dungeons expert swordless Key Sanity run. That's just dumb.
You do get your vetoes, however, you're at the mercy of the bot at that point. And when the bot comes up, you have to adhere to it, and if it's a mode that you don't like, well...
Tough cookies.
Tough cookie. And those bots came up with some doozies during the course of the group stages. And I can't wait to see the doozies that it can come up to now that we've added on some of these extra modes like X.
Absolutely not. Yeah, you don't want to see something like an Randomizer open all dungeons. You don't want that. Now, a standard Randomizer, that just randomizes the bosses, but open, that randomizes every enemy in the game.
I'm just going to have to be careful.
Yeah, those lizards are killer. I'm seeing a lot of talk in chat about Elminster's timer, and yes, it is incredibly unique. It is not a bug.
We've already seen the bugs. They're the ones that ran into him. As he gets the hint about the cash being in the sage's closet. Oldnews.com.
Buane in the basement of Dark Palace, finding 5 rupees in a room full of 5 rupees. And another one. The redundant
Game,
Department
please.
of Redundancy.
How redundant?
Buane spending one of his keys to get into the south room here, finding another heart piece.
It's got to be up to 3 pieces at this point, so the next one will give him his 6th out of 9 maximum hearts.
And is he going to make the hammer yum? Looks like he's going to attempt it.
Yeah, these are runners who know how to pull this off, and we find the big key to Swamp Palace. Okay, if you're gonna give me a big key in that chest, I don't want it to be the one I only need for one whole item check.
That one item could be what you need, and you will see the hammer yump happen a lot in Key Sanity, so that they don't have to spend that extra key to get access to the Dark Maze here. And Buane mirrors out so that he can use that last small key to gain access to King Helm's.
Yeah, by way of heading here, he will go ahead and tackle the mimics and get those 2 chests, and then make his way over towards Homicide. Gets the hint of Dig Dogger disliking a certain kind of sound. Unfortunately, there's no Dig Doggers to be in Link to the Past.
And the dongos, and because they don't like smoke. That was helpful in the original game, in which the bombs did create smoke, but not helpful here. Again, like you said, no dodongos in Link to the Past. Buane making his way through the treadmill room as Elminster does claim his crystal from Blind.
No progression so far in this Palace of Darkness. 1 item left behind the hammer at the Homicide. Is it going to be an item that is required to beat this game?
Or will it just be the cash that we saw?
For those just tuning in, we know where the hook shot is. The hook shot is on the torch in Desert Palace. We know that Helmsar cannot drop the flippers. That's because we had to fake flipper to get the bow, so therefore what we're doing at this point is a sequence break. But where can we go at this point? Where can we go at this point that we haven't seen, but is still in logic?
Well, Misery Mire's out. You need the boots to get into that, because the hook shot's behind the boots. You can't get into Swamp Palace without the flippers. We still don't know where those are. I hate to say it, but is Turtle Rock the play?
Ooh, that could be something. Don't forget, and I didn't even remember this until you just brought that up. We haven't seen Eastern Death Mountain yet, and at this point, that is, I believe, 10 different items, plus access into Turtle Rock.
At this point, yes, 10 items, because we can't get access to even the first item within Hookshot Cave, which you can logically access with the boots.
Compass, this is a dud palace. Oh my goodness. This is not the droids you are looking for.
There is that crystal, though, and those are the goals. So I think we're going to see Buane head up to the east side of Death Mountain, as he mirrors out to gain access to his duck.
It is Death Mountain time. It has to be Death Mountain time. This is where the greatest wealth of items are.
7 items in Paradox Cave, 1 item in Spiral Cave, which, if the last match taught Buane anything, he will not skip again. And then there are the 2 items in Super Bunny Cave, which he can access with Titan. Again, to chat, Elminster's timer, the 5 is simply flipped and inverted. He is still on the same time as Buane. He just has a very odd timer.
Yeah, I think at this point we just let Elminster's timer be Elminster's timer. It is fine. It is working the way it's supposed to. The streams are synced. Just his timer's not playing nice with us. Anyway, moving on at this stage in the run, we do see Buane making his way over towards the east side, and he will clean up on Death Mountain at this point. We may find progression up here, and if progression's not up here, what do we have left? We've got Pyramid Ledge, and we also have Catfish, both in logic.
Not seen the Grumpy Fish hint. And Buane going into Spiral Cave after checking what was on the floating island. I did not see what was on there.
Oh wait, that makes 11 items.
Yes, because you can gain access to the floating island.
Yes, you can. Yep. But first, we're going to take the Resident Sleeper Cave because of how long it takes without the boots to go through here. Bombs on the floating island, people are saying. 5 rupees inside Spiral Cave, and Buane not happy with that.
Decidedly unhappy with this, since it was the Spiral Cave that did get him in the end during his last match.
Nice hammering of that cave for Buane, or that chest rather, as Elminster heads, and he is heading to Elminster right now without doing anything else inside of this dungeon. So Elminster's changing up the route as Buane getting ready to visit Paradox Cave.
Using the mirror to get rid of that block so we can access to this particular room. Gonna get these 2 items here first. Finding the bug net and a compass to Turtle Rock.
Now he can go ahead and be Agate too. But we're still a long ways away from that. Magic Powder, which is in logic. Small key to Ganon's Tower. The compass to Misery Mire.
Magic Bat.
Yeah, that's why it's in logic. It does open up that new spot, and 20 rupees. 3 more spots here. We already know the bombs was on the floating island, so 2 more spots left for Buane.
And for that, he's got to go to the Dark World and open up Super Bunny Cave. Chad is predicting that the bat is holding the boots.
That's just evil. I like it.
I approve. And Elminster making fast work of King Helmasaur, taking his crystal out of Dark Palace, and then going back in to collect the items he left behind. Buane finding bombs and another small key to Dark Palace, which he does not need in Super Bunny Cave.
Yep, so the next step for him, he's going to go ahead and check to see what the requirements are for Turtle Rock.
Afterwards, he probably is going to make
Let's
his
find
way over to Spike Cave. And it is the Lombos Medallion. We do have access to at least the opening part of Turtle Rock. Without the Fire Rod, we're not going to be able to get those 2 items on the right-hand side.
But we do have 2 keys, which means we can at least get ourselves a good distance into this dungeon.
Plus access to that delicious hint tile right here in the opening room.
They've got enough keys to get themselves over to Mimic Cave.
Another important check. Looks like Elminster is going to be making the hammer young. Journal entry for Buane, not fun for him.
Yeah, and he reacts to it with a few sword slashes as Elminster gets ready to hammer jump. Which, trying to get himself into position, Buane over in Turtle Rock finds a blue rupee! Not what you wanted to find. And speaking of that big key to Swamp Palace, there it is, friends! Wouldn't that have been funny if Elminster was able to get that about 15 seconds earlier, so when Buane got the hint, it was going to be on Elminster's side of the screen?
That level of sync is rare and always fun to see. Though I don't think I've ever seen that particular version of the sync happen ever. Buane playing with the chain chomps a little bit. He's got to be careful. Those things bite like beasts.
They are rude. They are crude. They are ruthless. And if you get hit by them, you say a few words that, luckily, your mics you normally aren't turned on for these matches. So, yeah.
We're not allowed to repeat those words.
At least more than once. The first time we say it, they'll yank us off the air.
We are kid-friendly here. Family-friendly version of this game. Buane using the Bombos tablet to incinerate things in this room here. Not having anybody's garbage.
Yeah, this is good decisions here by Buane. He is going to go ahead and take the key. He is not going to check the chest in the middle. Elminster's now going to have to be careful down to one heart, but he's going to check a pyramid that we have not seen just yet. So if there's something on here, well, that could be interesting.
In the last match, they did find the silver arrows here, so let's find out, and it's just a map.
Oh, come on, game.
Can't give you everything you want all the time.
But if you
Buane,
try sometimes.
True. And it looks like Elminster is making his way to Catfish, which we have also not seen, and Buane making his way to the Mimic Cave.
Which we haven't seen yet either. You remember earlier when you mentioned one lucky move for a runner could make the difference between a change of emotions, a change of the tide for these runners? This is one of those kind of moments. If Elminster finds something big at Catfish, and it's something like the boots or something in that regards, well, guess what? He gets a nice, nifty little advantage over Buane, because Catfish is one of those checks that's just out of the way.
Absolutely, and I've seen a lot of runners try to forego going to Zora and the Waterfall Cave until they can route it in with Catfish unless they have no other choice. And Catfish only having 20 rupees. Buane finding bombs in Mimic Cave and a small key to Misery Mire inside the big chest of Turtle Rock.
That came up empty for Elminster. That is unfortunate. Buane making his way over towards the at least one more check that he can make at this point. He can't get to Laser Bridge unless he finds a small key here. But it's a small key to the Ice Palace. That is not what he's looking for. He can get to Laser Bridge. Never mind. I am incorrect. I should just shut up now. You talk.
Elminster picking up a blue and a green potion.
Well, I think I know where he's going.
Yeah. I'm thinking Ice Palace?
I wasn't even thinking that, but that is a good choice. I was thinking Spike Cave.
That's a good point. Yeah, with the cape, he's going to need those potions. Buane using the Cane of Samari to get rid of that mini Helmasaur. And here we are on the Laser Bridge. He's going to go down to the south and get himself a different spawn point in case he dies.
Yeah, it's what we call the safety door.
Absolutely. Because you don't want to have to make that trek all the way back through. That takes way too much time.
This is a good time to know your laser skips. There's a bottle with a B in it. That is no. Number 2. big key to Meyer, which another dungeon, another key for a dungeon we don't have access to at this point.
I mean, taking a hit from that laser, getting some bombs for his trouble.
One more to go. There's the big key to Ice Palace. And he takes the death, and Elminster now time to use the cape. And this is the only one of the only places where the cape does not do 3 times the use at this point. And so now he's down. He's going to go ahead and use a potion to replenish. He's going to have to try to hurry this up. There he goes. Let's see what's in here. Is there something good? No.
20 rupees for his trouble, and it looks like Buane was considering getting some rupees there. Neither runner has been able to check Swamp Chat, as we do not know where the flippers are.
And neither runner at this point has access to Misery Mire because we do not have the boots, nor do we have the hookshot. We know where the hookshot is. The hookshot is boot blocked.
And I think Buane may have forgotten
Oh, no. Yeah, Buane's going to have a rude awakening coming up in just a moment. Oh. He's got the mirror out, so it looks like he may just be opening this. What's he up to? Interesting.
He's going to open it and then just jump right into desert. That's actually a pretty good play. Yep, there we go. With that one small key he has, he can access the right-hand side. Oh, nope, not going in.
He already did. He already did.
Oh, he already did that. That's right.
Because remember, he had the Eastern Big Key out of that side. Both of these runners have the Eastern Big Key. They already got the dungeon beat. These runners are getting confused on where to go.
I'm going to be frank, so am I. I don't know why Buane's blowing himself up. Oh, so he can use that red potion.
Yeah, so he can get himself a bottle, purchase a bottle, because they won't let you do otherwise without some help taking.
Buane also must have released his B, and I didn't catch that. But he does now have 2 green potions and a blue. That'll give him access to the Spike Cave fairly easily. Well, it looks like that's exactly where he's going. And so the only place I can think of to go is Batman.
Magic Bag, yes. Oh my god, is this for real? Are we going to have one of those last chance saloon checks going on here?
I think that's all we've got left. And this is always something fun to see, but never fun to experience yourself. Is when the thing you need is at the last possible location.
You feel so behind when this happens to you because you've got to think that your opponents checked this already. Although Elminster has not seen the powder, but when he does, you'll be thinking that may be going through his head at that point. And let's be honest, we don't know what's going to happen next here.
And when you're at this level, I'm told you're always thinking you're behind because of the skill involved in getting to this level here, especially in brackets.
Because your
opponents being so good.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. You know your opponent is so good. There's the magic powder for Elminster.
Buane saving and quitting out and coming back to the mountain. And this is one of the better locations to spawn, especially if you're going to fluke somewhere, because it's the shorter route to get your heal from the attendant and then get to your flute.
Alright, Buane, flute to 3, check the bat. Flute to 3, check the bat. Don't go to ice, check the bat. Now he releases the B. Flute to 3, come on. Flute to 3, give us the bat.
There we go.
There we go. Walk southeast. There we go. Let's go ahead and see what this magic bat has in store for us. What do you think it is? You know what the worst thing would be? Be the
Mushroom?
small key. No, the small key to the Tower of Hera.
I'm not going to lie, I would laugh. And then I would feel bad.
And then you'd laugh some more.
Exactly. I think what would be kind of funny is if it was the mushroom, or if it was that small key, the mushroom is in the basement of Tower of Hera, and the witches.
God!
The flippers!
Yep. So now that completes the entire chain. And there's Elminster. He'll be heading into the Turtle Rock as well. Buane, with the flippers in hand, has now corrected everything because the bow was flipper blocked. You know what this now opens
everyone.
up?
We are back in logic.
You know what this opens up? Now, Buane's not heading there, but that all now does open up Swamp Palace.
I don't think he's going to the Swamp Palace.
No, he's not, but that opens it up. That's what I was thinking, is that maybe the next chain on our list is going to be there. Especially since the bow and whatnot led you over towards getting the big key to Swamp Palace there. But now... Wait a second, what was that?
Looks like a piece of heart and a small key to Swamp. Or, yeah, a small key to Swamp.
Can't be.
Require a big red bomb.
It can't be. We've already seen the Swamp small key.
It was a key of some form.
Yeah, it was a key. Skullwood's big key.
Ah, Skullwood's big key. Well, that is only one item. And that means that the Skullwoods... Okay, no, I was mistaken. I thought the Skullwoods had the red pen, the red crystal, and that's Swamp. Apologies.
We can't even get to the Pyramid Ferry until we find where these damn boots are. Wouldn't that be something if the big key chest here in Turtle Rock is where the boots are?
That was already checked by Buane, and I believe it was rupees.
No, he didn't check the big key chest.
I thought he did. After Mimic Cave, right after Mimic Cave.
No, not the big chest itself.
And chat being chat is calling for boots on pedestal.
You guys are evil.
We like it.
Elminster's not going to check it. Why would he check at this point? He's got more checks to check by using this key downstairs, which gets you the Ice Palace big key.
Oh, you were saying the big key chest, not the big chest.
Yes, the big key chest.
The Lava Island chest. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That would be hilarious. Thank you, chat, for pointing that out to me. I didn't hear him say key. Buane running around the frozen mulberry bush to get all the items here in Ice Palace.
I've seen way too many blue rupees by this point in time.
I was going to make a frozen rupee joke, but at this point, ugh.
At this point, you should let it go.
You are horrible. Terrible!
Thank you for getting it.
I used to work at a toy store and played incessantly.
There's a timely piece of heart for Buane.
Getting his 6th heart. And looks like he's going to make his way down to the big chest here. Not having the boots there is a real big pain, because it does make that particular move so much easier.
Well, just like my joke, that bombed.
Very true. I don't know what Elminster is up to at this point.
He's getting some magic so he could use the Cane Samaria block over this gap.
Ah, okay. He gets his Misery Mire small key. Buane picking up some health down here in the ice room. Being careful to avoid that nasty anti-fairy.
Another blue rupee. My goodness.
ElminsterRTA magic having to resort to the boomerang to hit that switch.
Yeah, because he wants to save the last shot of this Cane of Samaria for this. Otherwise, well, it's a long way, unless he's still got some magic left. But even there, you don't want to do it. Some cash is held by someone friendly.
I think we've already picked all the someone friendlies up. And Buane deciding not to go into that right-hand room right there, because that is a hookshot required room, unless you are really good at the bomb jump.
And I'm certain Buane is good at it, but he doesn't want to do that at this point. So what he wants to do, I would have to assume, although it looks like he's heading towards... I'd have to assume at this point he's heading towards Cold Stare. But
That's the play I'm thinking he's making. With Cane of Samaria, he can do it well. Yeah, he can do it. He's got the last key here. Elminster having a little bit of trouble there with that beetle.
yeah, he wants to get rid of it.
His safety door.
Yeah, he wants to be safe about getting his safety door because this is a long way back. Otherwise, as Buane is getting ready to go up against a Cold Stare fight, and if you want to see execution by top-tiered runners, here we go. Cold Stare is going to be a case of this with the items that we have at this point.
Keeping him in that corner with the Master Sword does not last long. And Elminster taking a death on Laser Bridge. Buane opting to go with hammer strats.
Yeah, that's good strategy at this point. He's going to load up on his magic or use the bottle here. And remember, because this is expert mode, you're not getting all of that magic back.
Only 25% and 1 heart for those blue. Now, he was using the hammer, which does deal tempered sword damage, 3 points. As the Master Sword spins, do the same.
Yeah, but he wants to use the longer ranged item at this point and see he can get some doubles off these if he's able to get good swings here. This is more of a safety measure for Buane at this point, and he's got 2 of them down, 1 more to go. Beautiful for Buane.
Buane finding some bombs for his trouble and a pendant. Elminster taking another death. The Laser Bridge is not treating him kindly.
So this is not the answer. I told what I had assumed was going to be the answer maybe about 5 minutes ago, where I had an idea that maybe Swamp was going to be the answer to this. Is looking more and more so like that could be the case. So just a reminder,
making that play.
So just a reminder for those people joining in at the 83-minute mark of this race. Scantor, what are the differences in expert mode that we're taking a look at in this race?
In expert mode, you are limited to only 9 hearts, and of them, only 1 of those hearts comes from a heart container, which we have already found. There are 20 pieces of heart. There's your other 5 hearts. You are limited to the green armor and the Master Sword, the Fighter's Shield, and there is no half magic. You get only 25% of your magic back on a green or blue potion use, and only 1 heart off a blue or red potion use. The anti-fairies, just like in hard mode, only give a single heart when you powder them. The cape in every room except for Spike Cave takes 3 times the amount of magic as it normally does. The Cane of Burna no longer grants immunity to enemy damage, but it will grant you immunity to Spike Cave. The boomerang and hook shot do not stun enemies, and item drops from enemies are reduced to 25%. This is not something for the light of heart.
And this is a little bit of a weird change of pace after the first race, which was Buane's settings that had featured him having the gold sword. So that Master Sword, that's all that Buane's going to see in this run.
Buane going into Castle Tower and finding the 20 rubies for his trouble.
Yeah, this is a check where Buane's going to be checking the pyramid, that as well as Catfish, because he does not want to do Swamp Palace at this point. And guess where Elminster is going?
If Elminster does make the play on Swamp Palace, it comes up with something great. That is the lead shift.
And it could be the boots for all we know at this point, because remember, the boots gets us entrance into Misery Mire, but more importantly, the hookshot.
Hookshot is on the torch in Desert Palace, so no matter what, Misery Mire is locked behind those boots.
So Elminster could get himself something huge coming up in just a moment inside of this swamp. Now, Buane does have the crystal advantage at this stage, but that may not last for much longer. Elminster could be finding himself closer and closer to a full-out go mode. As Elminster stepping inside of this Swamp Palace. Here we go. Well, that's the map again. It's Tower. Yahoo! And by the way, we still have yet to see that, and we haven't seen the hint for that either.
We have not seen the hint for the Key of Evil's Bane, no. And it is a guaranteed hint within Key Sanity mode.
But we don't have a guarantee that that hint's going to be somewhere easily reachable by normal routes, as Buane is about ready to go into Swamp Palace as well.
Right on Elminster's heels. And Elminster did find 5 rubies for his troubles. Those 5 rubies are everywhere.
So if we find the boots in here, do you leave immediately?
I would not. There are far too many items in Swamp Palace to justify bailing at this point. Unless that was, of course, my last item. So if we find it in the room south of the big chest, I would actually take the risk and go to the left-hand side of Swamp and get those last 2.
Well, we're gonna find out soon enough.
But as you've been saying, there's a reason I'm not in this tournament.
There's a reason why I'm not in this either. I'll let these guys deal with this kind of stuff.
There's the boots
inside the big chest! Oh, wow! Gotta go fast!
Looks like Elminster is going to be making his play on the south room here. Almost an hour and a half in, we finally have the boots, which does open up the hookshot. And he finds a small key to Ice Palace, and Elminster is gone.
Yeah, he's not heading left side at this point. He does not want to check those 2 on the left side. If there's something over there, like the fire rod, then that's an advantage for Buane to maybe sneak back. But Elminster, knowing that the hookshot is over here inside the Desert Palace, he wants that hookshot. Because that hookshot opens up a lot more at this stage.
Absolutely, yeah. He is going to make the mirror play into Desert Palace to save himself the time of the prayer sequence to open up Desert with the book.
Now, don't forget, Desert is not beatable at this point. But it is also for a pendant. We still need the big key. We don't know where that could be. But there is the hookshot for Elminster.
Elminster gets his hookshot and bails. He is on his way, most likely, to Misery Mire.
Yeah, at this point, it makes sense. You've got the big key. You've got the keys necessary to go through here. You might as well. Buane about to go pick up his boots. Does he bail as well? I want to say yes.
I'm more worried about Buane going to the left side first and then getting the big chest.
Well,
and that's
exactly what...
Nope, he realizes he doesn't have a key. He doesn't have a key.
And now he pulls up the mirror, and he is gone.
He could not get access to the left side. He did not have a small key. I did not catch that.
Well, he would actually get the access because the pot is guaranteed to have the key.
That's true.
But yeah, go get your hook shot at this point and take care of what you need to. And like we're probably going to see from Elminster here right now, he's going to go into Mire as well. What a fun race this is.
Absolutely, especially with the key sanity. You never know what's around the next corner, since the guaranteed 2-3 items in some of these dungeons has been increased because there's not guaranteed keys in the chests of the dungeons for that dungeon. You never know what's around it, so. Elminster picking up 10 arrows for his fire launchers.
But those 10 arrows could actually help him out against Vitreous coming up.
Very true, and that is his best weapon against the giant eyeball. And he is going into what we affectionately call the cutscene room.
Now, we would explain why this is called the cutscene room, but think
It's
about
better
it.
to show you.
Think about it. Now, Mr. just have to be careful, because if he gets hit by a Wizrobe Blast, that is a death at this point.
Buane having some trouble with that Beamos.
Yeah, it took him down to a heart and a half. Now, he does have powder, which he can hit an anti-fairy or the bunny beam, but it's only good for one.
And Buane is right on Elminster's heels. Elminster getting that hint about Mimic Cave, but
Dear Journal.
Yep, journal entries. Cane of
Cane?
Verna.
Verna, nice. Not gonna really do you a whole lot, but interesting.
Buane
Red
finding
rupee.
20 rupees on the switch chest.
Being patient. You gotta be patient with a heart and a half. You don't want to take another hit at this point.
Buane making excellent use of his newly found hook shot. Taking
Buane-
great those times.
Buane doing a ring around the rosies in order to make sure, again, he's trying to preserve his health at this point. Health management is key.
Elminster getting ready for the big chest here, and we find a small key to Ganon's tower.
Still no big key. That's it. That's not it either.
Now for the spike room. After this, the last item will be on Vitreous.
Fire rod!
Was that the fire rod or was that the ice rod?
That looked like fire. No, that's fire rod.
I saw that it was a rod. I didn't catch the color of it.
Yeah, it's the fire rod, as Elminster showed us the positioning of the item right there in his menu. That is indeed the fire rod. That is huge.
And there is an argument in chat as to which rod it is.
Take a look at Elminster's menu. That is the fire rod, friends.
It is the fire rod.
Yep, see?
I thought I saw blue. I was wrong.
So did chat. The chat thought they saw blue as well.
And that's why we
Found
have
the
two commentators. Buane on the heels of Elminster. He might try to save some time doing the spooky glitch, which I do know he is fully capable of pulling off. But at this point, do you risk it? He will be able to pull it off once he does have that fire rod.
Yeah, he's going for it. There we go. Fire rod. Perfect. There's the heart for Elminster. He's now up to 3.
Tried to get that bunny beam and only ended up getting bunny.
Yeah, then he had to wait it out because he didn't want to take a hit from many of the enemies, because this is not going to be a fun Vitreous fight.
4 hearts, vitreous, wooden arrows. Now he's gonna use cape strats.
Yeah, it turns on the cape, and remember, as long as he's swinging the sword, it slows down the timer. Because when Link's swinging the sword, it slows down how fast the timer is used. Wow! I thought he was going to get around that.
Did that restore 50%?
He used 2 of them.
Oh, he used both. Okay.
Oh, down to 2 hearts. Now it's time to be extremely careful. He's going to switch on over to the arrows. He's got 27 of them. Dodge. Oh, that was close. Get away from those eyes.
Comfortably close to elements.
Yeah, this is where you have to use a lot of patience. Whoa! Wow! And now 8 more.
8 arrows
Yep.
to his pupil. Elminster takes down Vitreous without a problem.
Great job, Elminster. Gets a blue rupee out of it, but more importantly, the crystal out of here. And by the way, Scantor, we are now in GT's Big Key Go mode.
Yep. Buane decided not to use the spooky glitch. So we just need to find the key to Evil's Bane. There is a hint out there in the world for it. We have not found it yet. Is it in chat's most favorite location? Is it on Ped? We don't know. But Elminster might be going to check. Maybe not.
He's got the fire rod, so the next stop is Skullwoods.
And right after Buane using bomb strats on those eyes.
Nice choice.
Yeah, right after killing Mothula, Elminster could very well opt to pull a mirror and do a ped check for us.
Ooh, this is still a scary one for Buane. Don't forget, Buane's going to have a crystal lead if he does come away with the crystal out of here. But still has to be extremely careful because you don't want to take a death. These eyeballs hurt.
Not as much as that lightning.
Actually, I think they hurt about the same. I think they do 4 hearts damage either way. Good patience there for Buane. 8 more arrows, and Vitreous is down for him. Great job for both of these runners. This is why both of these runners are showcasing what they can do in an expert mode scene.
Yeah, these guys are among the best in the game. There's a reason they're here in the brackets. It's always a treat to watch them do what they do.
Because, correcting me, it is 2 hearts of damage by the lightning, 4 for the eyeballs. Ooh, Ice Palace was a pendant. Elminster may never go there. Buane is finishing Swamp.
Elminster getting in a melee argument with this big bug.
He doesn't have any magic, so he's going to have to at least tackle him as much as he can without having to resort to the magic. Guy has beam swords, which that's good fighting there for Elminster. Tackles him, finishes him off, gets a 20 rupee out of the prize here, and picks up, more importantly, the crystal. As Buane, I got a feeling Buane's going to go pick up that pyramid bomb, knowing that it does lead to a big key. Now, it is Skullwood's big key, but who knows? Ganon Sour's big key could be hidden behind it.
Elminster decided to get the item out of Mothula's lobby here. Hopefully it's something good. And not another blue rupee.
And now, we get ourselves another 20 rupee. It's not a blue rupee, it is a red one. You see, you're going to get the red rupees instead of a hot place like Skullwoods.
And here we go, chat.
All
Hit our
right,
pet check.
get those emotes in the chat. We want to see this. It is a bee in a bottle. Ped not required.
Ped is dead. So we still don't know where that Ganon's Tower big key is. Looks like Elminster is making the Swamp Palace play.
Chat's still saying the pet is required, but chat wants to see these two have to tackle all dungeons in order to get themselves to the finish line.
Buane finding a blue rupee and 10 arrows in the drained area. Two items left in his current routing, and then the two items in the left side. There's another blue rupee.
You know what? We've spoke well throughout this seed about evil things. Ice Rod would be really awful to see at this point.
I can think of a way to make that worse. We find the Ice Rod here on Argus. Then we go and we have to clear Turtle Rock, and Mushroom is on Trinex.
Oh god! For that last TR key?
For that Ganon's Tower key.
No, get that last TR key to get the big key inside of the island.
Oh no, that's even worse.
Yes. Now you're thinking on my level.
Buane making quick work of the cheesy booths that are surrounding Argus.
By the way, Elminster's going to head right to Argus as well, and Buane still has to finish off against the Mothula fight. Oh, beautiful. The use of the fire rod right there for Buane, and poof! Done! Down goes Argus.
Finding a small key to Ganon's Tower.
And by the way, that's probably where Elminster's going next, is going to be to Ganon's Tower. So we've got just a little bit longer before we find out for real whether or not the big key is in his tower. Oh my goodness, this is a lot of fun. I hope you are enjoying this, and I hope you follow both of these runners because they're putting on a fantastic showcase of talent, of expertise, of insanity. What are these two thinking with these modes?
Well, this was Elminster's pick, so I'm thinking Elminster just likes pain. Whether it be his or Buane's, I'm not sure. But it looks like Buane is going to the Dark Shopping Mall for the hint tile there, in hopes that it is the Ganon's Tower big key.
Yeah, it makes sense at this point. Do it. Let's find out. Oh, turns around, heads around the corner. Now Mr. facing off against the puppet. Yeah, that would not be beneficial.
Cash needs fire in the Tower of Hera. At least
come on! No!
I just had a bad thought. Is the hint for the Ganon's Tower big key in the castle tower?
Oh my god, that's horrible!
Chat's agreeing with me. They think it's in the Aga Tower.
So it's locked behind two tower keys.
The hint for it, at least. And if the tower key is in there, we have not seen any of the castle tower keys.
No, we haven't. These two runners are going to need therapy. Anyways, Elminster is done with Argus, crystal number 7. He is going to the shopping mall as well.
Now, normally we like to play a game with chat where we have you guess where the big key for Ganon's Tower is within Ganon's Tower. And, if you're a subscriber to any of the Speed Gaming Network channels, you get a little bit of a pride boost by getting your name on the leaderboard if you are the first one to guess correctly. However, with this being Key Sanity, we can't play that game because it's not likely in Ganon's Tower, though at this point it's actually looking fairly likely.
We've been playing a game all night long here.
That's how can we make this seed worse?
I can think of many other ways, but at least knowing that if you find a Tower of Hera key, or the small key for the Tower of Hera, you now know that it's going to lead you to absolutely nothing. So Elminster at this point, he's going to go up to the tower. I'm going to assume that he's got one other stop before he goes there, though. Okay. Oh, are we going into Ice Palace? Oh, we're going into Ice Palace! Oh my goodness!
Making the same play Buane did. This could
He
ease
is!
things up.
Yes, it is! Because Buane is now down with Mothula. He's going to head to the tower. And now he gets the hint about the key. He's leaving. Okay, we could have ourselves a race. Could both of these guys be going up to the mountain at the same time?
You're so excited you got Elminster's timer to shake.
Good.
Buane going and checking Mothula's lobby, but we know that doesn't have anything useful. And Elminster on his way to Ganon's Tower.
And we are also going to go and check the pedestal at this point if you're Buane, but you gotta go to the tower. You've got to go to the tower. There's just so many places that you could check inside the tower. It's the amount of wealth of items at this point. Yeah, you don't want to go in there and find out that you're incorrect and have to come back in. But even if it's not here, where could it be?
Well, it might be in Hookshot Cave, because we haven't had a chance to get there yet.
Come on! You trying to torture these runners? Oh, wait. We've been suggesting that for the entire 100 and some odd minutes of the seed.
6.
Yes, 106 indeed. Where are you going, Buane?
I have no idea what he's on about. Where is he going? Bonk Rocks.
Ooh! King's Tomb 2.
Bonk Rocks. That's going to be the best thing.
King's Tomb 2.
Yep, King's Tomb.
There's a map.
Elminster finding a map to Eastern in the Hookshot Cave.
Small key to Turtle Rock.
And
Island
nothing but
still-
rupees and a map inside Hookshot Cave.
Island still could be in play.
So let's get to King's Tomb.
King's Tube. Are you going to be a big key?
Nope,
No, you're a small
Misery
key
Mire.
to Mire. That's no help. And just because we see a big key does not mean that it's going to be the GT big key. Because there is one other big key that is outstanding at this point. Desert Palace.
Alright, Elminster has made his way into Ganon's Tower.
Is it on the torch? That's bombs on the torch. That is not the answer.
Bob lives. So we will be seeing Bob today. For those unaware, Bob is a glitch that stems from the fact that we don't have a key, a small key, on that torch, that first check there. And he is a unique figure of an anti-fairy that we have affectionately named because...
Another Turtle Rock small key.
The mushroom! Is it behind the mushroom like I've been begging for this entire match?
This is brilliant.
Elminster's timer is thinking about it.
I'm sorry, I'm just having so much fun here. This
Buane
is
making
the
his
kind
way
of
to
race.
Hookshot Cave, but we know that's not going to get him anywhere. And that's
nice.
Elminster's 4th heartbeat, giving him his 6th heart.
Nice. Don't forget, Elminster has already won one race of this best of 3 series. A win here, he advances to the round of 16.
And Buane goes home. Well, I guess he's already home, but, you know, now he gets to watch and commentate. Alright, what is going to be in the rando room here on Elminster's side as Buane makes his way into the tower?
Oh my god. This could be fun. This could be fun if it's not here. And we have 10 bomb, red rupee, small key to the Tower of Hera to get those cash. There's the big key to desert!
Buane, and a small key to the castle tower. Buane taking the right-hand side, finding much more value than Elminster did on the left.
There's the big key to the desert. Oh my goodness, this could be
Is it
fun.
behind the land mullahs?
Oh, it could also be in the big chest. I mean, the land mullahs are the better spot because then we have to see them do combat some more. But dear God,
Both runners decided to skip over the evil tile room. No,
of course
chat, we
they
did
would.
not get a boots hint. This is getting exciting. What will we find next? The single arrow! Single
Small
arrow
key.
is special because it is.
Just the other castle tower key.
Both castle tower keys were hiding in Ganon's tower basement. Oh boy. If it's at the top of castle tower. Buane gets a small key and bolts back to the beginning, going on the left-hand side now.
Elminster, are you leaving? Yes, you're leaving. Oh my goodness. Alright, so
Buane
here...
taking the bomb, so we will not see bomb on Buane's side.
So here is what we are left with at this point. Elminster... Oh, wait a second. He didn't get... I thought he got the hint just about... There's cash down there, Elminster! There's cash down there!
Cash.
He went shopping! He went to the shopping mall! He should know that this is cash!
Who knows what goes through the minds of these expert runners? I mean, he did come up with this particular seed. He's obviously not, you know, sane. Elminster deciding to dance with his jar as opposed to fight the tiles or use the coffee break strat.
Okay, so let's talk about this. What else we have? We have the 2 chests in desert that are opened up by that big key. We have the 2 chests that are in the castle tower that are opened up. We've
Only
got
one.
the island. Oh yeah, that's right. You're right. There's just the one. We've got the island chest inside the Turtle Rock. That's 20 rupees. Enjoy that, Elminster. Go shopping with that 20 rupees. Plus, we still have the 4 chests that haven't been checked here in Ganon's tower.
The big chest and the 3 under...
No. No, the 3 chests plus the Bob's chest.
Oh, Bob's chest, yes.
Plus the mushroom.
We can't check the big chest because we don't have the big key, Derp. Also the mushroom, and it looks like Elminster is going to see, if I have been right, and I was not just 5 rupees behind that mushroom.
Also left side swamp. Left side swamp. Thank you, Lana Bean.
So,
left side swamp.
Left side swamp, the one in the castle tower, the lava chest. Then there's something else. I'm missing something.
There's one other option beside... Well, tile room too. There's one other option besides this, though. It's a Hashrula.
Oh,
There's
getting
3
the
things
green
that you can get in
pendant.
desert now.
Getting that green pendant out of Desert Palace and going to see Sashimara, yeah.
The next big key we see. Also, Skull Woods. The big chest. Because we know what the big key for that is. It is over at the Pyramid Ferry.
That's another good point. Now, I think that the safe play here would be if we don't find it here in Ganon's tower with Buane behind the ice armors, that we will check the castle tower because there is that hint tile. Big 20 inside the big chest of Desert Palace. Looks like Elminster might go for the land mullahs, and he does.
Blue rupee. Piece of heart. Big key! It's there!
Wayne, it's in the same room as Vanilla. That is great.
154.
Go,
13. Buane in go mode to even up this series.
This is a little poetic since Elminster did win the settings that Buane picked, and it looks like Buane is going to win the settings that Elminster picked. It all comes down to that third match that is going to be picked by the evil random number generator.
I hope the random number generator's been fed properly. We want to see a nice game 3 between these two. Elminster ducking out before he went to the Ice Armos. And Buane staying in. Wow.
That was the key play. Elminster making quick work of 2 of the Landmillas with his Fire Rod strats, which I like using those strats myself. Takes 2 hits with the Fire Rod. Buane is in the gauntlet of Ganon's tower. Making quick work of those Salvos, dodging that
Ether! Nice drop from the Lambos!
He dropped Ether and gave him the green pendant. Will he go to Sasha Lara now? And
Yeah,
get
he
whatever
will.
behind the old man?
He definitely will.
My question is, after he does this, is he going up Castle Tower? Yep, he's going for Sasha Lara. Chat pointing out something evil. If Sasha Lara has the Ice Rod...
No!
Oh,
No!
glorious.
Don't do this to us!
Elminster using the speed glitch, using the hook shot. Oh, just 5 rupees from the old man.
Thank
To save
God.
himself a little bit of time there. Buane making quick work of Landmilla 2 using Fire Rod.
Elminster is gonna go and save and quit. And where is he going?
Start
To
a Sanctuary.
King's
He did
Tomb
not
and
get his
Baccarat.
princess kisses. Where is he going? Is he going to
Bonking.
Bonk Rocks?
Yeah, he's doing bonk rocks because he didn't do it. Buane did it earlier. Please don't go to Turtle Rock. Don't go to Turtle Rock, Elminster.
Buane picking up that full magic refill. Very good idea. You do have to use the Fire Rod in this room. Oh, missed!
So
Yeah.
just a reminder, Elminster has a 1-0 series lead. If Buane wins this, we go to a bot-delivered game 3. The runners will have a veto apiece, and then they have to figure out what the bot wants them to do. And then they'll cry after the bot tells them that they're doing something they don't want to do. And we're going to see Elminster go up the tower.
Buane skipping that chest in the switch room to take out Voldorm 2 here. Using Hammer, 3 hits with the Hammer will kill this worm.
Yeah, there it is right there. Beautiful job. Switches over to the hook shot just in time.
Picks up bombs from the final chest. And now he's on his way to Aghanim 2. Time for Geometry Wars.
I do want to point this out, by the way, Scantor. Buane's going to have to be perfect with his arrows.
Unless he goes and gets more, which, honestly, with this Ganon fight, I would go and pick up a couple of green potions myself. There's a nice double.
No, that was a blue rupee, as Elminster's going to continue through here until he gets to that hint tile.
So close to get that triple there. And, oh, no.
Despawned just before he could get it.
2 doubles, though, and the single and a single, and we are good. Here comes the big blue bacon.
Blue bacon sounds frozen.
If your frozen bacon is blue, I think we have a problem. Elminster going to get that hint tile. Will it? The big key is in Ganon's tower.
And he's
Elminster
got it!
with the rage slashes.
Oh! Yes!
The
And
despair
now Buane.
this man must be feeling.
Yeah, because he
Ganon.
knew he was there, and he's going to see the dot done coming up real soon. If Buane is able to
Ganon
tackle this
giving the
Ganon
reminder
fight...
of the original Legend of Zelda, where you had to have the food item to gain access to Spectacle Rock, which is where Ganon was hiding.
Now Elminster making his way back up to the tower, and he's gonna feel sick once he sees the dot done. If Buane is able to tackle this perfect fight, but even there, Elminster's got to go a long way to get to the end.
Buane making it into the second phase here, having to dodge those nasty fire bats.
And remember, because this is expert mode, that cape is not going to do you as good as it would in normal mode.
Burna is of no use to you here.
Well, Cannon Burner has absolutely no use, but the cape still depletes at 3 times the speed, so
Yeah, you don't
it's
want to
pretty
use
much
that. You
worth
need
it.
that magic for the torch.
Exactly.
Buane having no trouble dodging those fire bats. Making it to phase 3. Gotta make sure you hit him quick so he doesn't spawn a fire bat. 4
Yeah,
hits.
he's good.
He's 4 spins.
Well,
You're
Minster's
in the
got to
final
do the
phase
dance
here.
to Lionel's. This is not a fun dance here for Elminster. Oh,
Elminster
goodness.
out of potions. Alright, that's the 4th strike. Yes, we did find those silver arrows in the light world.
Yep, and he's going to go ahead and wait for the
Torch
torch glitch,
glitch.
which is a good decision. Yep. Nice hard pickup for Elminster so he can get past these Lionels. And there's 1 and 2 for Buane.
Nice double.
And 3 has to relight the torch once more. Add 1 more spin. And there it is. This series is tied.
Excellent game by both of these players. Ooh, Elminster taking a death. Get your GGs in chat for Buane, who finishes his match.
In 2:02:16, which is a very phenomenal time given the circumstances. Get your GGs in the chat. What a wonderful job here by Buane.
Absolutely spectacular plays by both of these players. And really, with expert mode, you have to really showcase how well you can execute each of these boss battles. And both of these players really did show off just how good they are at all of these fights.
And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the winner of this match, Buane. GG.
Hey Rick, how's it going? Hey Scantor, how you guys doing?
Well, GG, Buane.
So here's the question for you. Where did you think Elminster was at the point?
At the end there, I figured since I had done most of the stuff in the game, UA usually works in key sanity as your opponent's also done most of the stuff in the game. So you're half expecting a dot done any second, and you're half expecting the seed to go on for 20 more minutes.
So Elminster was the first one to the tower. He got to the rando room, pulled out his mirror, and went over to the right-hand side. He never made it to Bob or the Ice Armos.
Yeah, I
You
saw it on
continued on.
I saw it on the restream here after I finished, and there's this seed in particular, it happens in a lot of key entities. Ganon's Tower is gonna have all of those nightmare items that you haven't found yet that open up all these little things all over the world. And this seed, even more so, felt like, hey, here's 10 additional things that you could go do. So it's very tempting. I can totally understand it. It's a nice time save. If you leave and you head right to where the big key is and it's not in here. So I certainly thought about it, but it's just one of those things. It's the hard item in key sanity to locate sometimes.
So the hint for the Ganon's Tower Big Key was in the Castle Tower, which was the place Elminster bolted to after he jumped out. So
Yeah,
I saw you both went into the shopping mall.
I knew at that point, yeah, I had all the other hints. I said, there's a 50-50 chance it's going to be in the shopping mall, so I better go check that. And I probably would have gone straight to Aga Tower after Ganon's Tower. Just because I knew that had to be the hint, and it only takes maybe 2 minutes or so to get up there. So as I was making plans to flute away and go check Aga Tower, that's when the big key popped up finally.
You two had quite the series here. Game 1 was a wild affair that came down to several things, and here you had another bizarre Game 2 that really came down to the wire until Elminster ended up leaving the tower, and you came up big with the GT Big Key. But you both won on the opponent's settings. What's in store for Game 3?
Kind of interesting. Well, there's a pretty good chance we're gonna end up with another expert seed and something wackier than even this was. I've been getting my fair share of all dungeons, key sanity, Randomizer, swordless kind of seeds. So lately, I've been picking just very normal, standard, casual, open mode kind of things to. If anybody saw the race we had in Game 1, very close, very exciting, 2 completely different paths that we took, me on Butter Sword, him on Master Sword, and really kind of exciting. A lot of times the wackier these modes get, the more chance you have of having, a large deficit, a race that just doesn't come down to being very close. And this one was, obviously, Elminster in GT before me a little bit. And, he's a top runner. He's very familiar with low percent. So I wasn't surprised to see the expert mode pick from him. So it would have been fun, us both going up GT at the same time. I felt like I played well enough in a mode where you can die pretty easily. I don't think I had any unintentional deaths. Maybe I'm forgetting one. I was down to half a heart in Mire for a little bit, but Elminster's a great opponent. Whatever we get in Game 3 is going to be, a tough battle, and a very deserving winner is going to emerge from this group.
How did it
not have any unintentional deaths? Elminster did have some trouble on the laser bridge, though.
I was a baby on laser bridge. I took the safety door immediately because I said the odds of me screwing one of these up with no boots is pretty high, and that'll probably mean I'm just dead. So I took the safety door right away.
How weird did it feel going from a normal setting or a normal mode seed to having to do an expert mode right afterwards?
It's actually only the second expert mode seed that I've done, and the first was yesterday in preparation for this. So it was, there's not that many changes. I will point out that once again, this is my second expert seed, and in both of them, I made it all the way to the mini Helmasaur room before Aga 2, before remembering that hookshot does not stun enemies. That's a nice little surprise when you're trying to get through that room. You hookshot the first Helmasaur and he does nothing. But, it's the jump from hard to expert is a lot higher than the jump from normal to hard. There's a lot more difficulty in expert mode, 6 hearts, green mail, master sword. So it's a challenge, that's for sure. The chances are, we get 33% chance at getting expert for our Game 3. I think we're both comfortable with it, although it's not like what you're dying to get in one of these races. One little mistake can be so costly in any seed that, when you have a game mode that's kind of set up to kill you can really throw a wrench into things.
Are you willing to say what mode you will veto for your Game 3 of Elminster?
I'm gonna let Elminster. Do I get the choice to veto first or second? I don't even really remember how that works. I'll probably veto the same stuff I vetoed through the group stages, which is either going to be Retro or Randomizer, depending on what Elminster picks. I think those are the only things that I vetoed in the group stages, and no reason to really change now. I would not want to get paired up with some kind of, swordless expert Randomizer kind of concoction, so
stay tuned for an all dungeons expert swordless normal game.
Yeah, we might get it. 2 hours and 45 minutes later.
How many thrown controllers?
Well, I hope 0, because I don't have a backup right now, so I'd have to be very careful with that.
We did have a few rage slashes on Elminster's side, but you seem to keep your cool pretty well on this one.
There were some rage slash locations, if I remember, but
I don't know. I think he did a few sword slashes at Spiral Cave there, Scantor.
Oh yeah, the hammer. I knew you wouldn't skip Spiral Cave after that first match.
Yeah, that was a bummer. If I have to pick between Spiral Cave and Spike Cave, I'm gonna pick Spike Cave every time. I'm sorry. Spike Cave is my buddy most of the time, so didn't work out. Didn't work out in game 1, but.
Take away for a moment, Elminster running out of arrows during the gauntlet and deciding to go try to dig some up outside the tower.
Arrow management. I think I finished with exactly 0 arrows at the end of it. So this is another mode. Bow is a really good weapon, and in expert mode you want to rely on your good weapons, but it is, we had to go through Ice Armos in this one, so that's where most of your arrows end up going. It's something you don't really run into in most regular seeds. You have silvers. You have basically infinite arrows once you have silvers, unless your aim is really bad. But using regular arrows are really, really easy to run out.
We were worried about your 4 arrows going into the Ganon fight. You miss 1, then it's going to be a painful end to your game.
Oh, for sure. And you don't know, he could be right behind you, and now I've suddenly got to do 6 Master Sword spins instead of 1 arrow. Like, that can cost you the race right there. Plus, if you get nervous and now you're like, oh no, I messed up the fight, you take 1 hit, that's it. You gotta start it over and go buy arrows, I guess.
Do you have any further thoughts on this seed? Because, like you said, this is only your second expert seed. This is not an easy setting to play on.
It's funny, most of my complaints about this seed would come from the key sanity portion of it. I thought this was a real jerk of a key sanity seed. We had all the components for pod, plus the big key and 5 small keys at a really early stage. And 5 small keys for pod is kind of a magic number, because that unlocks everything in the dungeon except for Helmasaur. There was nothing in pod, and I was literally shocked to find nothing at all in pod with the way this seemed to want us to go there. And then nothing in Ice Palace either, and I was just reading all the wrong things in this seed.
Well, there was one thing in Palace of Darkness.
I'm blanking on it, I guess.
The swamp big key to the boots to the hug shot.
Didn't even register. I like how I did the south chest in Swamp Palace before even remembering that I had the big key, and then opened the chest to get the boots there. We had the hint pretty early that something is locked behind hammer. The unique item is behind the hammer, and until you get the boots hint, you have to assume that any unique item hint is the boots. Which is why I expected to find them in Ice Palace, because Ice Palace has a bunch of hammer-locked chests. But no, it's the last place I could possibly look. That's where they were.
I noticed you almost walked past the big chest to go towards the left side of Swamp.
Yeah, I did a double take on my tracker. I basically said, oh wait, I have the big key. I should open this chest first. It was not in my head. I was thinking, oh, I have to do left side. It's the last place I've got in the game. I've done everything else. This is a pain. But then, oh wait, yeah, this chest is also one that I can open. There's a lot to track in these key sanity seeds.
Absolutely, and you know, kudos to the trackers who do this. 'Cause I could never keep track of all of that.
Shoutouts to Mind of Me for doing the tracking for this match, by the way.
Elminster making his way through the gauntlet now that he has arrows again. Taking care of those skull Wizrogues without a problem. So a 2-hour key sanity mode in expert. That seems pretty quick to me.
Yeah, I mean, no deaths is the key, right? I guess that's your big time loss in expert. So any expert seed you make it through with no deaths, it should be pretty decently fast. And we did have a lot of items pretty early in this one, so it wasn't, you know, until towards the end, it didn't really turn into that bad of a seed. As far as, you know, making you waste a whole bunch of time. Like if we had to jump out of GT and go search around the world from those 10 spots for the big key, you know, then it could be a lot longer.
We were going over those, and we're like, well, the lava chest room, the lava island, the rock, the left side of swamp. What else? What did we?
Got the Desert Palace big key in there, both Castle Tower keys. The Skullwoods big chest was still on my mind from basically the moment I read the hint that told me where the big key for Skullwoods was.
Elminster taking out Trolldorm 2. Gonna make his way up to the Geometry Wars. You know, we were coming up with ideas like we saw the Desert Palace big key. We're like, oh, is the Ganon Tower key behind the land molars or in the Desert Palace? Elminster took that risk. You didn't. That ended up being and here you sit.
It really was incredible that the GT big key hint was in the one place you could not get to until you went into GT. Because I think both of us would have been saved a lot of trouble if that was, you know, any of the other hints in the game.
That did end up being a bit of irony that most of us honestly enjoyed.
Elminster finishes off against the Aga 2 fight, getting ready to finish off the game with the battle against Ganon coming up. Does have the arrows needed for that. While we wait for him to head on over, tomorrow we do have some more Link to the Past randomizer matches coming up here on Speed Gaming, as well as on Link to the Past randomizer channels. It all begins tomorrow with the standard mode community race at 2 p.m. Eastern. Super Mario Odyssey at 4 p.m. That's on Speed Gaming 5. The first of our Link to the Past randomizer tournament races will be at 5:30 tomorrow. And what a seed they've got to deal with. An all dungeon standard expert mode. Good luck.
At least it's not Key Sanity or Randomizer.
Well, we've got ourselves the Hard Swordless Randomizer coming up at 6:30. When Oxy takes on Korek. That's at 6:30. That's on Speed Gaming 1. Let's see Elminster finish off this match with a battle against Ganon. Good luck.
Good use of the hook shot there to make sure he doesn't get hurt by those bats. Oh! Taking a death.
Gets Ganon down there in the corner and get a couple of double hits off. Still has to be careful for those bats because those bats will hurt Elminster and cause him to have to do this stage all over again, if that is the case. That hook shot looked like that hook shot was scary. That's a swing and a miss.
4 hearts of damage when green mail from those bats. That is... Wait, no, it's even more than that, isn't it? 2 hearts of red mail, 4 hearts of blue mail. That makes it 8?
Well, Ganon hugs are 8, I believe. Which is pretty much close to an instant death at that point. Anyways, Elminster going up against Ganon, round number 3.
Ding ding. So here's where it would be way too close to comfort for me.
Yeah, but you can at least get the doubles there. I hope... Yep, there. I was going to worry. And you can see how fast that cape runs out in expert mode. That is the 3x cape run out in full effect right there.
About 1.5 seconds of cape time. Woof.
And now Elminster needs to go get some potions because, well, you need a little bit of magic in order to beat this game. Luckily, the sea decided to give these runners all the rupees in the world.
So, Buane, if you're still here,
Sure am.
I have a question for you involving your Vitreous fight. You chose to use the bombs as opposed to spins of your sword. Why did you side with that one?
It's a hard fight when all the eyeballs are still alive. You don't need that many bombs to soften up the eyeballs that much. I think maybe 6 or 8 bombs, and then switch to arrows, and you should be totally fine to arrow down the rest of the eyes and have enough left over for the big eyeball. And sometimes, if you get a bunch of the eyeballs on the same side doing movements towards you, it's not hard to use the spins, but I've found that just use up your bombs, use up your arrows, and it's pretty safe if you can do that. If you're going in there, it's actually very important to go in there with 30 arrows in expert mode, I think. But the name of the game there is just don't take a hit, and if you don't take a hit, you're fine. And I think bombs let you stay far enough away, move around the bottom. You can avoid the lightning. That's the way I prefer to do it if I don't have the option of silvers or tempered sword.
I've seen you use the bombs before, and I was always curious why you decided to do that over using your arrows a little bit more. But fair enough.
I mean, you'd like to have 8 left for Vitreous, just to get through that phase nice and easy. You can slash or spin them down if you want to also, but there are a variety of safe strats. It's kind of hard if you've never done it before. It's actually a very hard fight to ad-lib, but if you've done it once or twice, it's actually pretty safe. Hammering the eyeballs, if you're in a fight like in inverted mode, could force some really much harder fights than expert has. Typically, you're fighting Vitreous pretty late in most seeds. Although I was a little scared when I saw hey, we almost have Mire access really early in this game. We didn't have the big key, we didn't have a way into Mire, but we had the medallion, we had the cane, we had the flute, we had the mitts, we had everything we needed to get over there. And I was thinking, is this going to be one of these weird early Mire, early Vitreous fights, like the one fight in expert you really want to avoid early on? But turns out we couldn't get into Mire forever anyway.
Guess that worked dramatically in your favor in this case.
Like I said, my game plan going in was just don't die. Forget about routing super efficiently. We don't need to make any crazy gambles. Just don't die, and I think in most expert seeds you'll be okay.
Let's just go begin. Yeah, there it is. He's into stage 3.
Now he just has to avoid getting those fire bats spawned. Doing a great job so far of that.
And plus, he's got the silver arrows. So the next up here will be 4 silver arrows, as well as, well, let's go ahead and light the torch as well.
And he does get the torch glitch. Choosing not to risk the double here.
This is a long fight to have to redo, so why take chances at this point? Elminster's done. GG. Get your pairs out in the chat for Elminster. So it'll be really interesting to see what Game 3 has in store for these runners.
We'll see if we can get Elminster in here for a little bit of an interview as well.
He's going to decline the interview, says it's a little late for that, but we do appreciate him coming by chat and saying a few words while we waited for his stream to come to an end, that is. So, nonetheless, once again, we'll see what the bot rolls out for both of these runners, see what mode they have to put up with. Should be a lot of fun. These first 2 games, very tight for both of these runners. Game 3. Let's see what the bot's done these 2, and let's have another close match between you 2. Anything you want to add, Scantor?
Just make sure to give these guys a follow on Twitch. They do always put on a good show when they stream, and put on even better show when they compete with each other. So we'll see what Game 3 holds and who moves on to the next match. Or the next.
Absolutely. Game 3 will be the time to be announced. We do know that it will be sometime between now and December 24th, which is the end-all date for this round of 32. So when Game 3 comes around, it'll be them putting in their 2 vetoes. The bot comes up and tells them what they want to do, or the bot tells them what they have to do. And then we'll see who will move on to the round of 16. And a winner takes all Game 3. Should be a lot of fun. Shoutouts to Mind of Me, who is clicking the buttons, tracking all those keys and all those items. Thank you for doing the tracking for us. Scantor, it's been a lot of fun.
It has. You easily have the most energy of anyone I've commentated with so far.
Well, you know, if you don't have the energy, you can't build excitement for these matches, and these matches are definitely exciting as we continue through the bracket mode of this tournament. So let's head on out of here. More Link to the Past Randomizer coming up 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow on the CD Gaming channels. Be sure to check the calendar, check the schedule to see what those matches are going to be and what channels they will be on. So for Buane, for ElminsterRTA, I'm Adirondack Rick.
I'm Scantor86. Have a good night.
Saying have a good night from both of us here. Enjoy the rest of your night.